success stories. Great to hear all the success stories, which is awesome. And, I'm not going to give you a long history about myself, but I will tell you this. I've been in the profession for 16 years now, and have, my background actually was construction and a college student. Got introduced to this incredible profession. I was studying for architecture at the time, working more than full-time hours during the daytime, going to college for more than full-time hours at night, getting all of my basics done for that degree, thinking that's what I was going to do for a lifetime, and got started in the network marketing profession 16 years ago, and ended up quitting my construction job within 7 months when I went full-time in the profession, changed my degree from architecture to business, went one more semester, discontinued my studies, which is a great way of saying I dropped out of college, and started building my business all across North America. It was great. It was amazing. Got started in training nationwide for the company. So they were flying me everywhere to company conventions, regional events, you name it, which was awesome. But I started several different companies outside of that, traditional businesses. We built a pharmacy, ended up selling it. And it was a specialty pharmacy treating kids with bleeding disorders. We started the American Autism Rehabilitation Center, which helps tens of thousands of patient visits every single year, children with autism, Asperger's, different various special needs. Started a company in the decentralized finance industry, several different things. And so we were growing those and still have those companies today. The only one that we've exited from is the specialty pharmacy that we sold to a very large chain, actually. And it's done well since then. So it's been a great success story and a lot of fun. But I love training on this technology because I reached a point into my profession where duplication was a massive struggle because of technology. Our strengths in our lives, in our businesses, are also our biggest weaknesses. So if you're a very, very strong person, that's great. That's your strength in your actual business. But you can also be too strong in an environment where you should be more meek or humble or slow or something. It can be your biggest blessing and your biggest curse. Well, technology gave us the ability in the profession to reach more people in great ways, which is amazing. But it suffered on duplication because my team started to fragment all over the country, all these leaders doing different things and people using different aspects, different pieces of technology. And the problem is some of them were working, but none of them were duplicating. And so I got introduced to this application software, this ability to use this technology. And I said, oh my gosh, this is a way to get everybody on the same page. We all can use the same funnels. We all can use the same scripts. We all can use the same resources. We all can use the same videos and have all the technology we needed to be able to share it from a mobile device, no matter where we were at. And our duplication skyrocketed. And within 12 months, because our organization hyper-focused at the time, we were in a $4 billion company. And for the year, the number one, number two, and number three recruiters were in 3 separate lines in our organization, all using this technology. Why? Because we hyper-focused. We got everybody using the same technology. We recognized people using technology. We trained from it, and we gave testimonials from people using it, everyday people that were not tech savvy, that were using this to crush it. And so Patrick Shaw, the man who created this tech, reached out to me less than a year ago, and he said, look, we need a trainer. I know you know how to train. I know you love this application. I know you've used it and gotten results. You understand what it's like from a brand new user to an account leader using this tech. Will you train? And I said, absolutely. And it has been a blast because I love showing people how to make money from their cell phone, no matter where they're at, and build a duplicatable, thriving team so they have passive cash flow and income coming in to free up their time to spend with their families and to grow their business, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so let me share my screen really quickly. I got just a couple of slides. I saw one person earlier saying, hey, what's the link to the app? Well, what we're going to talk about today is we're literally going to fly through an overview just to kind of show you the power of this tech. And then we'll do a Q&A. So if you've got any questions, we'd be glad to answer some of your questions. I will tell you, I'm not the support guy. I'm not a developer. I didn't build this technology. I'm a user just like you who's used it, has success, and loves training other people on how to make money using this tech, okay? But I'm not support. So I just want to point that out of what my expertise is and what my expertise is not, because I'm not great at everything. I'm only good at a handful of things, and we're going to focus on that today. But if you have not gone to the link at the bottom of this slide, that's the link you want to write down. Go there as soon as we're done, download the application. You can start using this right out of the gate, start making money with it. You're going to fall in love and want to upgrade to the pro version at some point in the future. You can do that today if you want. You can do that 6 months from now if you want. It's up to you and your timeline, but you're going to love it. And this is your powerhouse builder business building technology, again, that enables you not only to be effective, but to literally duplicate yourself, because your entire team can use this, from somebody who's brand new to someone who's a seasoned veteran in solar. They will love this technology. So the challenge is that authentically connecting with enough people is more difficult than ever. We're all bombarded with marketing messages, over 5,000 messages a day on average. Last year, someone's phone got a notification on average, the average person got over a notification, a new one, every 19 seconds. So we are beat to death with messages. And this is not the only company in solar. It may be the best. It has the training system, the resources, the compensation, the installment team. Like, it's got everything that it needs. But there are out there knocking on doors of clients trying to get their solar business. And so we need to become across as authentic and not just a LinkedIn message. I don't know if you're like me, where you get these LinkedIn messages where you can tell it's scripted, it's not authentic. They didn't look at my profile. They don't understand what I do. I'm not even a fit client for what they're offering. It would be obvious if they looked at my profile, but they send this blanketed message, and nobody likes to respond to those. So digital tools and platforms are built for mass marketing and for digital marketers. But what you and I do is we build relationships, especially on the recruiting side, not just on the sales side, but the recruiting side. Like, it's person to person. It's conversations, it's testimonials, it's sharing different pieces of information and presentations. That's how we go out there and build this. And that's a personal relationship. And it takes authentic marketing, not just traditional marketing, right? Especially mass marketing. Doesn't work for what we do. If it did, then that's what Powur would be doing. They wouldn't have all of us, right? They wouldn't have, we would just be an advertising company running ads on Facebook and on Google. And there would be no need to pay out any commissions. They would just run ads and just blanket market everybody, and it would be done. Doesn't work that way. That's why they need us. That's why there's so much compensation on board for you. So having the right resources and ready to share at the right audience is difficult. The analogy I like to give is at the gym. If you're on a treadmill and I'm next to you and we're talking, it'd be really weird for you to pull a brochure out of your shorts and hand it to me while we're at the gym. Like, it's just not the right place to carry those types of resources with you. Like, I don't want your sweaty business card. Okay. I'm there to work out. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't meet some disciplined, awesome people at the gym, right? The cool thing is, it's perfectly normal to carry this with you everywhere. This is the remote control to your life. So you're always ready to network 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And guess who's ready to receive those messages when you connect with somebody is the prospect, because they carry their cell phone with them everywhere they go as well. So it gives you the ability to be in business no matter where you're at, and to separate yourself from the masses. So again, I don't get paid to sell this program. I am literally paid to train. That is what I do with this technology. So I'm not here to impress anybody with this technology saying, go buy this, it's amazing. But what I will tell you is that it is everything that you need affordable in one platform. Instead of getting ClickFunnels and SurveyMonkey and setting all this stuff up yourself, trying to figure it out, to have your own CRM system, email campaigns, drip campaigns, the broadcasting feature, your coaching house for all of your training, be able to share particular trainings with people, be able to build event pages, marketing funnels, look at your contests, look at your leaderboards, see in real time where you are, where your peers are, everything that you need right there at your fingertips. Literally is a game changer, especially if you don't have to go buy 5 different types of software and try to get it to coordinate together and build your own content. You can't duplicate a team like that. Here, your team can use this today. It's already built. It's going to do nothing but get better. Wait till you see what we're rolling out later this year. If you think it's good now, just wait. It's going to get better. It's going to continue to get better. So that's what we're talking about today. And again, we're just going to do a quick deep dive on what those resources look like. Give me one moment. Aaron, can you make my other login a host where I can share the screen from my mobile device, if you don't mind? Yep. By the way, quick second, let me just say this. Aaron and I, yes, we've known each other for at least 5-6 years, something like that. But one of the most tremendous leaders I've ever worked with, inside or outside of a business that I was associated with. So incredible asset. Like, it is a blessing to be here with you, Aaron. I know your team is absolutely crushing it. But the good news is you're just starting at the beginning of the runway. The amount of success that's happened for Aaron Browning and his organization, for all of you, pales in comparison to where this is going in 12 months, 36 months. I mean, I can't imagine. So tremendous leader that you guys are blessed to work with. I know because I got to work with him. We weren't even part of the same organization, but we worked together. And I'm so glad that I had that experience. I've learned so much from him throughout the years. So let me share real quick my mobile screen so you can see the device. Just toggling permissions on. All right, here we go. Here's the Energize app. And again, we're not going to talk about how to do all of this because we will get to that on trainings after this. But just to give you a highlight, like some of the leaderboards at the bottom of the app when you log in, your current contests and leaderboards, if you click on those, it's going to pull them up and it's going to download all the data, right? It's uploading as we speak. That's why it takes a second. And it shows the current Solar Icon leaderboard for 2023. Now you can see where you are. As a demo account, I'm logged in as Joe Pro. So you can see where I'm at in this example, but it shows individuals in any point in time. Like for those of you that may be watching this training on replay, if you click on contest details, it will always tell you what the contest or the leaderboard is all about, right? And just to show you, like it says all engagements. What an engagement is when a prospect actually interacts with some information that you're sending them about your product, your service, or your business, okay? So an exposure is when you share information with somebody. An engagement is when they actually take action, right? If I share information about solar to 100 prospects, but nobody looks at it, that's going to give me 100 exposures and 0 engagements. Wouldn't it be much better if I did 2 exposures and got 1 engagement than doing 100 exposures and getting 0 engagements? Those two numbers are so dynamic in what it is that you do because you can track and run with a team with accountability if you know your numbers, right? That's what all these engagements are here. So you can scroll and actually see where people are at. The brag button on the top right gives you the ability to basically take a screenshot and turn that into a shareable screen. So you can share that with your team, with people that you're working with your leadership. You can check in once a week and hold each other accountable if you want to, just to give you some ideas. So your contests and your leaderboards are scrollable. You see this? So you can actually scroll this over to the next one, which is going to show you getting 10 engagements in April puts you into a drawing. Now, how did I know that? Because I've already looked this up. I've already looked at this particular incentive, and it shows you here all of the details when you click on it. So it's going to tell you what it's about. It's going to show how much progress you've made out of those 10 exposures that you need for the month. It's also going to show you, if you scroll down, your different contest history. So all the contests in the past, if you've been using this for months, will show up there in the history. And as well, you see the brag button in the top right. So you can always click on that and actually show with people what it is that's going on in your business. All right. At the top, the data that's so powerful is your exposures and your engagement data, which we'll do a deep dive on statistics and how to use this to be a Jedi when working with your team. But I can tell if somebody has added 58 people to the application, because it says contacts 58 in this demonstration, then it says exposures 23. If it said engagements 2, then I know automatically I'm talking to somebody that in the period of time they've been using this technology, they've exposed 23 people. And let's say they've been here for 2 weeks. Okay, great. They're doing plenty of activity. But if their engagement number is at 2, I know they need coaching on their conversations. They're doing enough activity, but they're not doing it well. Does that make sense? Those are the 2 things that you can control in this business. You're either not doing it right or you're not doing it enough. So if I know somebody's exposures, when I click on the actual statistics button, which by the way, that's a button. You may not realize that, where it says statistics, 96% engagement. If I click on statistics, it's going to show me how many engagements they've gotten and exposures that they've gotten in the last 30 days. That's a pro feature, by the way. You have to upgrade to get these deeper statistics. But check that out. Like if I know someone's done 1 exposure in the last 30 days, and by the way, that's not the last month. So we're not talking about the last 3 days in April. We're talking about the last 30 days, okay? If I can see how many exposures they're doing and how many engagements they've had in the last 30 days, I know how active they are in their prospecting, and I know how effective they are in their conversations with prospects. Those are the two things that I need to be coaching people on. And I need to know my own numbers, by the way, because if my engagement number is low, then I need to work with the Aaron Brownings of the team. I need to work with the master skillful communicators and figure out where I can get better as a prospector so that my numbers go up. Because again, our people on your team are either not talking to enough people or they are, but they're not doing it well. And we need to critique that and coach them to help them get better, which is what we're here to do as a coach, as a leader, right? All of your resources are trackable inside of an actual CRM, which is so powerful. Okay, I've got, hold on a second. Let me make sure, select microphone. All right, can you still hear me?
Yeah, it's even better.
Can you still hear me, Aaron?
Yes, loud and clear. It's even better.
All right, good deal. All right, so we've got your contacts here, right? So if you go over to your contacts, this is your CRM. Now, how do you add a contact? Again, we'll do a deep dive. You can add them by spreadsheet if you have a database. But at the bottom, the plus person contact button, if you click on that, you can punch in their information. At the top right, you can actually import a contact. So if they're already in their phone, I'm going to do a demo right now. Click import. I'm going to put in my demonstration contact, which is Aaron AAA. Okay. I'm going to click on import. It's going to have their cell phone and their information. Click continue. It's going to ask me if I want to, assign them to a particular campaign. We'll train on that later, but that's a drip campaign that starts to send them emails. Right now, I'm going to click the not yet button. I can schedule a follow-up. If I want to follow up with them in the future, the phone will remind me with a task to actually follow up with them. I'm going to click not yet. But now I've got Aaron here. So let's say I just met Aaron. If I click on Aaron and go to send resources, it's going to give me the ability to send a customized resource to this contact. Now, why is that important? Because everything they do is now clickable and it's trackable to that prospect. I know where they go, what they click on, what they've seen, what they haven't seen, what I've sent them, what they've engaged with. If they watch a video, what percentage of the video they watch. And all of that, their engagements, by the way, are tracked in a score. So the more that they're engaging with content, the higher they're going to score, the more the app is going to tell me, hey, this is a hot prospect you need to talk with, because they're looking at your information. So if I simply go to homeowners and go to the Spark homeowner interest, and I want to invite them to the survey as an example, and I know I'm flying through this because, again, we're going to deep dive on this later. I just want to show you the power. I can click the invitation to the survey, hit the text button, and it's already got a message for me to send that prospect. Now, I can customize it before I hit send, but if I like it, I'm just going to go ahead and send it to them. They respond back and say, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to I'll take the survey. I go to their contact record again, click send resources, go to the homeowner's actual survey. It says, get ready to solar survey. I check that box. I hit text message, and it's going to send them the survey. Again, the message I can change and tweak to make it my voice, because you want to be authentic. But that link is particular to that prospect. So when I hit send, that prospect is going to get that message. So check this out. Here's what it looks like. Let me go to my text messages. So they've received this message. When they click on that link, it's going to take them to a customized resource page that's pre-built. And when they check the boxes for this survey, which we're not going to read it together, you can always check out this survey yourself, but I just want to show you how powerful this is. It automatically pulls in their contact information. When they hit submit, processing, please wait. Look at this. There's a call to action on the landing page. The thank you page is an actual video that is trackable, because the app knows that this is Aaron looking at this information, with links where they can book a call with me and click a button to see if their roof qualifies for solar. These are call to action with all of my contact information and my social media links at the bottom of the actual the page. And you don't even have to build it. Your team doesn't have to build it. It's already built there, ready to be used, which again is mega powerful. Now, when they complete that, here's the cool thing. Let me get out of Aaron and let it reload.
Kevin, can I just ask you a question?
The activity log on the right-hand side, I can see everything that he's done.
When I sent this prospect the invitation of the survey, I can see when I sent them the actual survey. I can see when they clicked the link to the survey. I can see when they completed the survey, and I can see the page that they looked at after the survey. When I go to the notes section, I've got all of his notes right here handy for me to make a phone call. So I'll pull up to a red light. I've got a notification the prospect's completed a survey. I read their answers really quickly. Now take a look at this. If I go to their details, I wish I could do this, but it'll kick off the page where you can't see. I can click on the call button to call this contact. When I call them through the app, when I hang up the phone, it pops up and says, do you want to take a note about this contact? I can put in how our conversation went. I can put that the prospect's going out of town, is going to be out of the country for 10 days. So I can remind myself to follow up with them when they get back in town. I can put notes about what we talked about their roof, or about their interest in solar, or about their concerns and what they were most interested in, right? I can take notes on all of that, and I can go back and revisit those notes at any point in time. If I want to put a task on the calendar, I can create a task for this contact. And when I create the follow-up task for this contact, I put an add date and time. Let's say it's tomorrow. I set the time because I know I'm going to be at my computer to be able to make phone calls at 10 a.m., for example. So I put in 10 a.m. and hit save. I check this little box here, and it will add to my calendar. This is my demo account, but I also have that already preloaded in here. But check this out. It says follow up with Aaron at 10 a.m. Hit save. You know what's cool? Not only does it put a task now in this application to remind me, it's going to pop up and say, hey, man, you need to call Aaron at 10 a.m. But guess where also it's going to show up? On my phone calendar for tomorrow. Look at 10 a.m. See it right there? Follow up with Aaron. Automatically added to my calendar. So if you're a person who uses your phone calendar, like I obviously do, then you'll have access to that on your calendar, and the app will pop up. Now, the app tomorrow at 10 a.m., not only is it going to send me a notification, but check this out. When I go to tasks, it's going to show up all of my different reminders that I have. These are the ones that are past due. If I go to current, look at that, follow up with Aaron. So tomorrow when I follow up with Aaron and I take some notes, I'm going to check that box. Now it's going to go to where? Completed tasks. I can see all the tasks that I've completed. Now that could be tied to a particular prospect, so it shows up in their contact record, or it could be I was out of the country and I want to go back and look at the Energize training call that I missed. I can set up a reminder for myself before I go out of town, or while I'm out of town and I think, oh crud, I'm going to miss tonight's call. I want to get on the replay. I can schedule that reminder for anything business related or anything prospecting related, all in one application, which does what? Keeps me focused on growing my business. So I don't look at a to-do list and look at, oh yeah, today's trash day. I need to take trash out when I'm supposed to be building my business. I can take trash out later, right? I don't need to remember to turn the laundry right now when I'm trying to be in business go mode, right? These are a few of the things. You've got email campaigns built in here. Look at these campaigns for ambassadors recruiting, for homeowners, for sellers recruiting, all right here that'll do automatic email dripping to your prospects. And when they click on links, you're notified that they're actually looking at and what resource they clicked on. So you know what email they opened, and you know what information was in that email that obviously got their interest, because people don't open up emails that they're not interested in, and they definitely don't click links in emails that they're not interested in. I know 100% certainty that this prospect is interested in the information that's there. Last but not least, let me show you this, and there's so much more. But if I go to more and I go to the event calendar, okay, I'm going to click where it says events on the right-hand side. Let's say Aaron has invited me to an event that he's going to do, tomorrow morning. At the top right, I can create my own events. I'm going to click the plus calendar button. I'm going to put why solar, why now? Okay. The event type is virtual. The event category is a webinar event. Description is, I'm not going to take up any more time, so we're going to put test description, but you can imagine a very appealing description that we write here. We put in Aaron Browning, zoom.com, because that's the link that he gave me. And time zone, start date is tomorrow. The event time is at 12:45 p.m., just as an example, and we hit save. Check how bad to the bone this is. When I go now to my prospect, let's go to contacts. Let's go to Aaron. I talked to Aaron, ask him, hey man, if I got you on this exclusive, I've only got a couple of spots on this thing. If I get you on this exclusive webinar tomorrow, are you going to hop on? And he says, sure, I'll do that. I can go to event invite button. I can go to tomorrow's date. I can go to why solar, why now. Click on that. It's going to have the entire page already built for me with the links. I hit the text button. Joe Pro is inviting you to this event. Why solar, why now? Check the link above to RSVP and view event details. I hit send. So now instead of me just sending a Zoom link, think about this. Just sending a Zoom link to a prospect and having to follow up, wondering how many out of the 15 people I invited actually showed up, not knowing. This prospect is going to get this link for the invitation. It's going to give them all the event details and look at the top. I'll be there or I won't be able to make it. My prospect can RSVP. They can click a button and add it as a event on their calendar on their cell phone. And they can join the event and they have my contact information at the bottom. And I didn't even have to build it. The tech built it for me. And I can see that I invited them to the event because it's in the activity log. And I can see if they RSVP'd for the event. So I know who to prioritize my follow-up. I mean, who are you going to follow? The 15 people that you might have gotten on a Zoom or the 4 people who you know RSVP? Like, I'm going to call those 4 people first before I talk to the other 11. Does that make sense? I mean, we can go on and on and on about the power of this. Obviously, I get excited, but I don't want to take up the rest of your training call. I did want to tell you this. I promise you, each and every week, we're going to deep dive in an area where you're going to turbo that area of your business and your prospecting. Your team is going to be able to duplicate and crush it. And we're going to increase your exposures and your recruiting results and your sales results based on this training information. And your team can do exactly what it is that you're doing. And I look forward to being a part of that. So with that being said, Aaron, I'll turn it back over to you, sir. I appreciate you having me on today. If you've got any questions, anything else that you'd like to share.
I do. Can you actually leave your screen up for a second?
Sure.
Cool. Awesome. We're going to open up to Q&A before we release him. He doesn't know it, but we're going to make him stay. I see a couple hands up. One thing, Kevin, if you don't mind, since you have the screen share ability, can you click on the more and then settings, please?
Yep. There's more. And then the settings is the gear wheel at the top.
Yep. I want to show everyone this. This is important. I've taught on this twice now, but when I pulled up the winners for the competition this morning, I see a lot of mistakes on this tab. So perhaps I'm not saying it correctly, and Kevin can clean up my mess, or perhaps Bev. When it asks for your Powur username, people are writing in Denise David, Stacy Reed, Michael Barrison. That is not how that works. It needs to be whatever your Powur website is. So for most of us, Denise is actually a bad example because they're doing it as a couple, but let's just say hers was Denise.David. She needs to write in Denise.David. If that is done incorrectly, you don't have it exactly how your website is, the funnels are broken. When someone goes click, oh my gosh, Kevin, that link was fire, I want to join right now, it's going to corporate. It's not going to you. There is no way to brand it back to you. You're still going to get the accountability for sending things out. Hang on one second, but they will not take them to your site. The link is broken. And I saw about 50% of our team has the incorrect link there. Kevin, did I say that correctly?
I believe you did. I mean, I have a question on how this was set up because, you know, I'm not part of the team that does the development, you know, side of what we do. So I need to ask them if their username is supposed to be set up automatically on their behalf.
It is not. No, it is not for sure. Yep.
So brand new user. So we need to figure out, like, is there a way to program that? And I'm not a developer, so I can't answer that. But I'd love to know if our team with the funnel can actually do that for you guys. And if not, then we can make a video pop up as soon as somebody downloads the app and say, hey, this is one of the first things that you need to do. Yep. Go here and type this in and coach them on it. But yeah, we'll look into that for sure.
I love that. So 2 things. Go to settings now and you can test it. The other thing too, I was helping Michael with this. I told everybody I would add yourself to the drip. Send yourself resources. I'm a big believer. When you see how good they are, how powerful, you're more likely to use them. That's when my posture is through the roof. Denise, you got to stop what you're doing. I'm about to send you a video that changed my life 6 months ago, my friend. Like, I need 20 minutes of your time to watch this thing. If I didn't see that, I'm not saying that. Denise, when you get time, if you don't mind, I know you're busy with everything you have going on, take a look. No, like I'm not sold on that myself, right? And so the reason I say when you put yourself on these drips, you can actually click on them and be like, oh my gosh, my link is broken. That's how you know as well. I know there were several people that had questions. Please come off mute one at a time.
Aaron,
Remember though, please, I'll say it for him because I want him to come back next week. Not a developer. If you're having issues about a lead's not synced, that's not his wheelhouse. He's going to point you in the back in a different direction. This is more on the tech side. Michael first, then Mitch.
Well, first question for Kevin. Are you a fan of George Thorogood and the
Am I a fan of what? I'm sorry.
George Thorogood? You said Bad to the Bone. I figured you were going to, start rapping some music.
That's funny.
I past that part. I didn't know the homeowners portion was live now, so I didn't know. That's good to go.
Is that on the free version, Kevin?
No, I got the. It was good.
You have the paid version, yeah. You for sure do. It might be on the free one as well. I'm not 100% sure.
All right. So if I have a Facebook lead, can I just put them into that campaign and it'll start rolling on its own after I make my initial contact?
If you have their email address, you certainly can.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet.
Add yourself to it. I can't stress that enough. The homeowner and my phone's blowing up since Kevin showed it. My homeowner and the ambassador one are there. I have not personally gone through either of those to tweak to put our language on it, but it is a placeholder. It can be used right now. I will be this month going through it, obviously using Chat GPT and Grant Cardone to go through there and add our flair and our fire to it. But yes, it can be used. Strongly encourage you to add yourself.
Thank you.
It looks like you do need the paid version for those, by the way.
Okay, I thought so. I knew I was able to get one drip in the free version, which I did for the recruiting one that I personally built.
Yep.
Okay. Mitch Mallet, you got Kevin's ear. I know you guys know each other.
Hey, Kev, we go back like 15 years. How you doing, Kevin? It's great to see you.
Bless, man. How you doing?
I'm
Good to
doing
see you.
awesome. This opportunity is amazing, but I'll just leave it at that. And so I'm very familiar with this because we use this, as you know, and I probably recruited 600 people with this. And I see some tweaks in it since I last looked at it, which is great. Now I got a question which Aaron was just going over. I put in powur.com/Mitchell.Mallet but I didn't put in the HTTPS, I need that whole thing. Is that correct?
No, incorrect. You only need your name. So if it was Mitch.Mallet, that is exactly what you put there. Anything else is going to break the link.
All right. So just anything after the / is that right?
It's whatever version of your name is. So if it's Mitchell, if it's Mitch.Mallet, whatever that is, for some people it's unique. It's like Michael Barrison is Michael.Barrison. I know his by heart. Mine is Aaron.Browning. Kevin.Mohler is exactly what you would put there. He put better.ideas, exact same thing.
So
so there is no HTTP, there's no
Nope.
www, there's none of that. It's literally just like you see on the screen right now where it says better.ideas. It's whatever yours is. So
Right.
Mitch.Mallet, I don't know what yours is particularly, but that's the only part.
So that's all I need there. Well, you just saved me there, right?
Yep. And then send yourself a resource, one of those drips, and you'll be able to see it because you can actually test the link. The other thing, Kevin, while you have that pulled up, the custom booking link, not through us, but it is a badass feature they rolled out. I'm sure Kevin had a part in that. I can't thank him enough. I know on our team, we either use Calendly, however you freaking say that. I did not buy that because I struggle with the word. I use You Can Book Me because I can spit it out. That's a true story, by the way. Chris Hart makes fun of me. I cannot use that damn C word. You Can Book Me, right? But the reason I share this with you is I don't know how much it costs, $9 a month or whatever. If you're not there, you're not there yet, right? But build the business for where the future is going, for where you're going to be. I have appointments, I would say on average 5 to 7 a week from a resource I sent out where they click the You Can Book Me link that is added to everything I send out. Like I had one this morning at 10 a.m. Blows my mind. When you wake up to calendar links where someone took time out of their day to get on your calendar, is game over. Like game over. My posture changes because now they're seeking me out. Yeah, Kevin, I see you have a 10 o'clock, brother. What can I answer for you? It's different.
Exactly. It's like in the business world, it's going to heaven without having to die.
See, this is why I don't hang out with Kevin, man. You gotta one up me all the time. That's a nugget right there, brother. I love it.
But hey, Calendly, and we will do an entire training literally on the booking link. So that is on our roadmap here, which is awesome. But I will tell you, if you go to calendly.com, you can even get a free account. You don't even need the paid account for what you're doing just to book appointments on here. I mean, it has more bells and whistles that you can upgrade to if you want to, but you don't have to. So if you're here today and you're just like, well, I'd love to use that, but I don't want another expense. Cool. You get the free version and use it for as long as you want to, and you can upgrade later if you even want to. You may never even need to. Just go to calendly.com and you can get a booking link.
Good nugget. You guys can see here too in this demo account, he added his Facebook and Twitter. Strongly recommend it. Another question I get, do I add my business Facebook or personal? I'd love to hear Kevin's. I'll tell you my personal answer. It's personal. People want to know you. Like they want to see where you're posting, what you eat for dinner, your kids. Kevin just got back from Mexico. I want to see that. If Kevin met me at the gym, I was his Uber driver, bartender, whatever. I click on that, right? Because let's say I met him 2 months ago, a week ago. I forgot. I meet a lot of people. I want to, oh, that's Kevin. That's right, dude. He's an avid hunter. He's an avid outdoors guy. Now all of a sudden we got something to connect on. So I would strongly encourage you to stay personal, use those links. Kevin, you agree?
100%.
Any other questions for Kevin? Katie, I thought you had one earlier. He was talking, unless you got it answered.
So I just want to be clear, when you went to text, did you push the middle blue button? Because I'm working from my desktop, so I guess I'm not as familiar with the phone.
When I went to text,
When you go to send a
the
resource,
middle-
can you talk about the 3 buttons that pop up, the text, email, or save link?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go to my contacts, because remember this, if you ever want a trackable link to a prospect, you first start with the prospect's contact record. Okay. If you just go to resources and share a resource with somebody, the app has no idea who you're trying to communicate with. They think it's a generic link. Like an example would be if you're putting a survey out on social media, you're not sending that to one person. You're sending it to anybody on your Facebook feed who sees the link, who wants to engage, right? So you could go straight to resources and share the survey. But in this example, I'm going to go to Aaron. Okay. Let me go to a different one. Let's go to Lester. Okay. So I go to Lester and I want to share something with Lester. I'm going to first go to his contact record. That's step number 1. Then I'm going to click send resources. Now the app knows I'm communicating with one prospect, right? And then I'm going to go to a resource. So we're just going to go to the invitation to survey. I'm going to check that box. And here are the 3 options that show up at the bottom every single time. The one on the left, which is the envelope, is if I want to email it to the prospect. That will not work if I don't have the prospect's email address in their contact record. So if you go to click that link, or if you're wondering why it's not showing up for you, make sure you have the email address for that contact saved in their contact record. Same thing for the middle button, which is text messaging. You have to have the prospect's phone number in their contact record. And then the generic share button on the right is anything else on your phone that is a communication platform. It can be WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever, Instagram, direct message, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it. You can share there. So the middle button is the text one. So when I click on that, it's going to take me to that prospect's phone text message where I can click edit before I send the message if I want to, or I can just hit the send button and it'll go straight to them. Did that answer the question?
Thanks, Kevin.
Kevin, just to clarify, she's using the desktop version. She most likely would not have that text option unless she's using like a Mac that has her text, correct?
Yeah, I've never tried that. That's a really great question. And
Okay.
I'm a Mac fanatic.
That's what I was having a problem with, Aaron. That's exactly it.
Yeah. So my kind of workflow, I use the app probably 80% of the time for like when I'm at the gym instead of the sweaty card, Uber driver, bartender, things like that. Where I'm using the desktop for me exclusively is really LinkedIn. Because I'm doing a lot on the computer. I want to be able to see their bio. And so that's where I'm going, and I'm not texting. I'm grabbing that link, that third button, whatever you called it. And I'm either clicking the LinkedIn button or I'm just copying it, taking it over. So it is cool that you're able to do both.
Well, yeah, and you can do this if you are using a Mac or something that has text message capability. You can always just go to that generic share button, copy the link, and then put that into a message to your text to your prospect. That will work.
Love that. And we have Marissa. Marissa, one other thing too, guys, real quick. He said it in the beginning. He went a little fast. Make sure it's not lost on anybody. If you do not take the slow down to speed up, as we say in business, to add the lead, it takes 30 seconds, right? Really, really easy. If you do not add the lead and you just grab a resource and text it out, it will not be tracked. It does not know whether you send it to Katie or Mitch. Has no clue. So I personally, I do not send a resource unless I add them to my phone. Like that is my rule. Unless I'm doing a marketing, like generic drip on LinkedIn or something like that, which is really rare. So you always want to take the time to add the lead. I'm so glad you said that. Yes, Marissa.
So two things. So just to make sure, so when I go to that contact and I do that generic share button, that's still trackable to that contact, correct?
Yes,
Okay, perfect. And then
as
two,
long as you started in their contact record.
Yep,
Just remember that.
Yep. Okay, cool. And then two, I know that with the email options, there's a drip campaign. Does it drip through a text message as well? Or when you just send whatever you send via text message, it's just that?
It's just that.
Okay,
Yep. So you have to assign a contact to an email campaign specifically for the campaign to be triggered, and that will only be via email. It will not be through text.
okay, cool. Thank you.
Welcome.
My workflow on that, just so you guys know, he's 100% right, obviously, is I want to put people on the drip unless I know they're signing up right now, which some are. I will put them on the drip. And so my language, right, because usually I'm texting on LinkedIn or messaging or a text. Hey, Kevin, I just sent you a really important email. Stop what you're doing. It should have fired. Can you confirm I didn't fat finger this thing? Like, I'll take ownership of it, even though I know I didn't. He's like, no, I got it. Okay, awesome. You confirmed the email, so we're good. He's like, yeah, I just clicked on it. Cool. Awesome. You're going to get an amazing, amazing video that I just told you about. It should fire in the next 5 minutes. If for some reason you don't, let me know. Oh, by the way, I'm going to send it to you via text too. So I do hit them twice. I want to hit them however they want it. But that drip, they got to confirm it. You got to go back through it. Make sure you tell them to keep a lookout. Put it on. Hey, man, I just had someone earlier that said it went to spam, it went to junk. I'm just keeping the convo going, keeping it flowing. And people will fire back. No, Katie, I just got it. I just pushed it. Oh, cool. We're good. Keep a lookout. You're going to get that video in a few minutes. I could talk this stuff all day, Kevin.
Yes, indeed. I love it. Love it.
Well, Kevin, I know you went over any last ones before we let him go. And Kevin, you are coming back next week. Do you happen to know the topic just so we can tease it? And if not, no big deal. I know we haven't talked.
Yeah, let me make sure, because sometimes we move them around on the calendar. So let me glance at. But yes,
By the
I
way,
will be
guys,
here with you.
she's way too not as cocky as Kevin and I. Miss Bev Cruz on the call. Our account manager. I probably got the title all wrong. The fact that Patrick assigned their best of the best to our account is like godsend.
Yes.
Anything you see that we have built, it's her doing it, like Yoda on the back end, God, whatever you want to call it. She's absolutely amazing. So anytime you see her, please shower her with love, because she does a lot of work on the back end for our team.
So is
A
it
lot.
possible to get Bev's contact info?
Hell no, it's not possible. Unless she does that, I don't know. I sure as heck am not giving it.
Well, I will say this for individual users, we do have an entire support team that can help. If you click on the support button, the more button on the bottom right hand side, if you click on support, it gives you 4 different ways to contact support, right? You can literally message with them directly in a chat. You can send them a support email. You can log in a support issue or a question, and they can help you, because we have 80 people in 9 countries or 90 people in 8 countries. So they can help, like bandwidth wise. Here, you can always get us live here. So if you have a question, you can always chime in on the chat and let us know, and we're glad to do that. But yeah, so next week, what we're going to talk about are all the different ways to add contacts. How to do it on your desktop, upload a CSV file. If you don't even know what that is, don't let it scare you. But if you've got any ways of like having a database that you want to add, if you meet somebody in person, how can you get them to add? How can you get people to add them themselves? If you're at an event, like you're a homeowner's event or something, and you've got how do you create a QR code so people can add themselves? Maybe they can enter themselves into a drawing, but you're collecting all their information. We're going to talk about the different ways of adding contacts specifically next week.
That's badass. I didn't even know about that one. That's cool. Like there's so much. Awesome. Well, Kevin, Bev, I appreciate you both. I appreciate you guys staying on. I appreciate you blocking us out for the next several weeks. Our team is very, very grateful. Obviously, you guys keep bringing the value, keep updating the app all the time. We're honored to be on your guys' team, to be in business with both of you. So thank you guys very, very much.
Kevin, can I ask one question before you go? Thank you so much,
Sure.
Aaron. Sorry about that. Can you add your digital card too? Your digital business card
Can you add it to your
on your as one of your links? Can you actually
can.
customize?
You sure can. That has to be done on desktop, by the way. So if you go to my.rapidfunnel.com and go over to your editing your business card, at the bottom, it will allow you to add up to 10 links, which I wouldn't want 10. That's a little bombarding, but you can put 2 or 3 or 4 if you have to. But yeah, you can add the link to your business card there, title it whatever you want. click here for my business card or something like that. And by the way, we'll do a deeper training. So if anybody's confused on that, don't worry. That training's coming, but that is specifically how you do it if you do it today.
Bev, can you throw that link in the chat before you go for the desktop version, please? Yeah, she's good. I should have known. Okay, cool. So 2 homework assignments, right? Please go take a look at the desktop version, work on that business card because it's badass. And then number 2, and arguably the most important, I should have said this one first, make sure today, before you put your head on your pillow, that your website, you're using the correct username. Like that is my fear, that all of a sudden you guys worked your tail off, got a new recruit, and it went to someone at corporate. Like, please go check it, click on a link, send yourself something, verify it. All right, Kevin, Bev, I appreciate you guys both a lot. You guys know that. You guys are the real deal. We will see you next Monday. Excited.
Where do we build a business card?
The desktop version is right there. It's my.rapidfunnel.com, and you'll log in with the same credentials. Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong. And there you'll see the option for the business card.
Hey, quick
Yeah, it's
question.
right there on that. Yep.
For the business card, like this is what you guys are using to give to like prospects for like leads to sell, correct?
I use it for everything. So I'm using it for recruiting. If someone wants more info, I use it on LinkedIn. I also use it to collect bills. It legitimizes what you're doing. And to Kevin's point, you have 10 different links and layouts of what you can kind of tailor it. So I'm pretty ambiguous on that one. It's not, for me personally, it's not just recruiting, but I use it for recruiting all the time. You can completely customize it and build it out.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Cool. I appreciate it, guys, both. Marissa, one last question. I saw your hand up. You got to hurry.
Yeah,
Kevin's
I
gonna
saw
kill me.
in the labels that we can do Spanish. Do we have Spanish recruiting things and funnels and drips or not yet?
Yes, I do. I mean, you're taking all my glory away. Yeah, I have, obviously that's not my specialty. I have not completely built it out, but yes, there is. I think
In the works.
I will get you the group code for that, unless Kevin or Bev actually knows it, I'm sure.
Yes, I will type it on the chat. We have the Spanish group code, so you can add it on the settings. Just add in energize, spa, and then you'll get access to Spanish contents.
By the way, if you don't speak Spanish like myself, I still add the code because I talk to everybody. If I meet somebody and their native tongue is Spanish, right, that I'd rather have a business conversation in their native tongue. So I don't know what it's saying, and I just trust that we uploaded it correctly. Maybe I'll use Marissa to help go through that and edit it, but it's an amazing, amazing tool.
So we're doing an additional group code on
Yep.
top of icons? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Thank you.
100 Great question, by the way. Do not delete icons. You lose everything else. You're going to add that the second group code for those that need it. Kevin, Bev, I'm so sorry we went over.
No, it's excellent, man. This is the first one. Look,
Sorry.
it gets better from here, everyone. So I appreciate you, and I will see you next week.
I love it. And then guys, I actually have at 2:00, so I do have a hard stop. So we weren't able to do the traditional Q&A, but hopefully everyone got value. I saw the chat box and Telegram blowing up. You guys are now starting to kind of peel that onion to see how big this is. It's 1,000 times bigger than even where you are today. We're constantly going to be adding to it, upgrading. This is duplication. This is coaching. This is everything. Awesome. Yeah, Maureen's a high-level user. Okay, cool. Guys, I hope everyone has a great day. I'll see everyone at Power Hour tonight.
Kevin.
Welcome. Bye, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Bye, everyone.
Likewise.
Thank you.